What is BentCon?
BitCon is a convention festival that celebrates, showcases, and spotlights the contributions of LGBT and LGBT-friendly artists, writers, in the vein of comic books, films specifically around the genre of sci-fi, fantasy, horror, thriller, basically pop culture, but a bit more from an LGBT perspective. Stories that may be specific to and speak from an LGBT voice, and or individuals who are working in a mainstream capacity in any of those genres, who also happen to be openly gay, and our allies, our friends who think that it's important to bring us into those stories, to make us a part of those stories, since we are here. They're sort of celebrating with us all of what BentCon is.
Why is BentCon important?
BentCon's important for many reasons. Among them, I think, visibility. All too often, it's very challenging to sort of pick us out at other conventions, or to find stories and things that cater and speak to our voice, our experiences, our perspectives. And I wanted BentCon to be sort of a destination and a space where that was there without exception, and that there was no need to search for it, because they would find it. The attendees would find it all around them, and those contributing to this would find a creative community that fostered, supported, and nurtured what they were up to, whether they be doing LGBT-specific work, or they're just openly gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender people doing work in those said genres.
So why BentCon?
I get that question a lot. I wanted to call it BentCon for many reasons. I think one, it stands out immediately. It makes people question exactly what you're saying. But two, because there's nothing wrong with being different. The bent is sort of has many double meanings, but among them was it's not necessarily straight, and so I thought bent, being bent is okay. It doesn't have to be, and I wanted BentCon to sort of wear that badge proudly, like it's okay to be different, and we're celebrating those differences.
What opportunities does BentCon offer you and the greater community at large?
BentCon offers me a lot of things. It's really and the greater community. What it does is it gives us an opportunity to educate people about a culture that's existed for a long time, and to celebrate the work found therein, whether they be mainstream or underground or everything in between. BentCon is meant to be a destination that celebrates the A to Z of everything that we've done and everything that we do. So it's important to make sure those voices have a space to be heard without distinction, because it is all important, and there is no right or wrong way to share what's important to us in these mediums, whether they be in comic book format, graphic novel, the written word, plays, shorts, films, and again, covering the breadth of the genres that I spoke of earlier. I think it's just really a great way to celebrate and discover what we've been up to and what we are up to, and hopefully in the space of celebrating that, we're also inspiring yet to be creative people to make a dive, and so that they can see that they too can do these things. Because I think a lot of times there's a disparaging space of I can't, and I'll use an example from when we have a relationship with Prism Comics, and Prism Comics is about identifying LGBT contributions to the comics industry. And there was a young man that came to a booth that I volunteered at, who had a great desire to become an animator and work with Disney. And he thought because he was gay identified that that would somehow make him unable to do those things. And I had to have a conversation with him to let him know that we're everywhere, we're in everything. We're not just in animation, you know, we're filmmakers, we're writers, we're comic creators, we're producers. And I think that speaks to, in a larger way, to just sort of letting people know that, again, who you are has no bearance on your talent or what you do, but we can celebrate all of that in spite of that. So it just gives a voice and hopefully inspiration and as well as community where we really haven't had up until now.
What do you hope you can inspire in others by finding out about BentCon?
I hope that we can continue to inspire community, that community is there and it exists, and that it will be a space where creative people can inspire each other, where fans of those said industries can come together and see themselves reflected in work that they love and also support. To hear from, you know, companies and spaces that they otherwise wouldn't think are allies or on their side, they will find them at BentCon. Like, these companies support you and want to nurture who you are and what you're about, so much so that they're including us and our stories in those works.
And finally, what does BentCon mean for you?
BentCon, again, for me, is just this great opportunity to create something where I can present opportunity to other people. And that's really what I've learned as I've been doing this for the last several years, is a big deal to me, that if I can create a space where people can create their own opportunities, you know, who knows, maybe the next big sci-fi fantasy project will come out of BentCon because, you know, the writer and artist met each other there, whether it's a graphic novel or a film, or, you know, people discover each other, you know, new friendships can come of that just because they love the same things. You know, I just want to foster a community that really gets that BentCon is their show, that they've gone to other shows and conventions in the past where they've come together and do things, but I really want BentCon to be the space that they know that they're safe to be who they are and to love what they love, and you know, let that carry on beyond me even when I'm no longer here or with BentCon. I'm really hoping BentCon will outlive me and the people that help bring the show together, and that the community will continue to nurture the culture of what we do, the diversity, the breadth of diversity found there, and you know, take it beyond even where we're at now. I just want it to continue to grow.
Very good.
Thanks.